Please.
Do you want me to feel when I was in the dark and everybody else around me knew about this situation?
Rada and Nadia finally having an honest conversation on Love and Hip Hop Miami Season 7 was something that needed to happen because their problems were never really just about each other. The biggest issue has always been the complicated situation involving Michael. For a long time, there has been tension, hurt feelings, and misunderstanding between Rada and Nadia. But when they finally talked things out, it showed that both women were dealing with their own emotions in the situation. Rada's feelings make sense because from her side, she was Michael's fiancée, and she had a real relationship with him.
I told Nadia to come over here. She said she's ready to talk to Rada. I think you guys should really sit down and have a conversation.
Yeah, I'm open to it.
Okay. Well, she's sitting over there. Nadia, you're coming to talk to Rada yourself.
Yeah, I don't want to talk with no...
You're not talking with nobody. It's just you and Rada. Just relax.
Yeah. All right, look, we're going to leave, okay?
Positivity, baby.
No, I know.
Positivity.
I am so over this toxic triangle. Michael, he's lying to her, he's lying to me, and now we're in front of each other, both confused as hell. But, you know, at the end of the day, our kids are siblings, and we're gonna have to figure it out.
Let me start with this. I felt like he was pinning me against you. He told me you were a side chick, and he was just you here and there. I believed him, just like you believe him. Because I love him, just like you love him.
I know, and I mean...
why do you blame me for being upset at him leaving him and coming back?
I wasn't upset at you until you had this hate towards me that I thought it was misdirected. You're slut-shaming me when you agreed to a lifestyle. Michael is a hoe. But
I
you're
agree
calling
with
me
you.
a hoe. I thought it was so hypocritical. That's why I was like, okay, then I'm gonna go hard. I'm gonna show my receipts and I'm gonna defend myself.
Okay.
That's it.
Okay, I get it. And I apologize that I said that. But you gotta understand where I'm coming from. How the do you want me to feel when I was in the dark and everybody else around me knew about this situation?
You didn't know a lot of stuff.
I didn't.
Unfortunately, I had to be the one to bring it to you. I had to do the dirty work that Michael wasn't, you know, strong enough to do. And I hate that.
Yeah, and I understand that. You know, I feel bad
Everything
for you,
that
just like
happened-
I feel bad for me.
And I feel bad for you too. And everything that happened between me and Michael, nothing was ever to hurt you. The whole time he told me not to say nothing about the pregnancy. Why do you think I didn't say nothing? For you. Like, do you think it was cool for me to see you all happy on social media and I couldn't say nothing?
Nadia, I really felt for you. Because like you said, at the end of the day, I recognize why you would be upset. I honestly don't have anything against you.
No, everything that I go through, I know you go through.
We're in the same position. We have kids that are siblings. I don't want to deny my son from his brother. Let's talk about how we need to move forward.
I mean, I honestly would never lie to you. So if Michael lies to you again, I'm trying to tell him he needs to keep it real with you. And I would love to get the babies together eventually. And I don't really want to go back and forth with Michael.
I don't either. That's exhausting.
I didn't want to see Nadia as a victim. I thought she was part of the problem. But the truth is, Michael played the both of us.
You're a woman. I'm a woman. Women should stick together.
That's it.
She invested time, emotions, and a future into that relationship. So seeing another woman involved was not something easy to just accept. Even though Michael has always been open about the type of relationship dynamic he wanted, knowing something and actually living through it are two different things. Sometimes people think they can handle certain situations until their feelings become involved, and that seems like what happened with Rada. She may have tried to accept Michael's lifestyle, but once she had to deal with the reality of sharing someone she loved, the emotions became much harder. But Nadia also had her own side of the story. From Nadia's perspective, she didn't feel like she came into the situation to hurt Rada. She had her own connection with Michael and her own feelings involved. That is why their conversation was important, because instead of continuing to blame each other, they finally started listening. The truth is, Michael is the person who created this complicated situation. Rada and Nadia spent so much time being upset with each other, but the person in the middle was Michael. A lot of times women end up arguing with each other over the decisions of the person they are both connected to, and this situation showed exactly that. Rada and Nadia are both beautiful women who have their own lives, and watching them fight over Michael felt unnecessary because the bigger conversation should have been about whether this situation was actually making either of them happy. The interesting thing about open relationships is that communication and honesty have to be extremely strong. Just saying everyone agrees is not enough, because boundaries, feelings, and expectations still matter. Someone can agree to something in the beginning and later realize emotionally it is not working for them. That does not automatically make them wrong. It just means they learned something about what they truly want. For Rada, the hurt seemed to come from wanting to feel valued and respected. She wanted reassurance that what she had with Michael still mattered. For Nadia, she wanted to be understood instead of constantly being seen as the problem. Their conversation showed a different side of both of them because instead of attacking each other, they finally opened up. It was refreshing because Love and Hip Hop Miami Season 7 has had so many arguments, but this moment actually showed growth. Sometimes having a calm conversation solves more than months of fighting. The reality is Rada and Nadia probably had more in common than they realized. Both of them were connected to the same man, both had feelings involved, and both wanted respect. The problem was never that they could not understand each other. The problem was all the emotions surrounding Michael made it harder for them to see each other clearly. Michael wanting a different relationship style was always going to come with challenges because not everyone is built for that. A relationship like that only works if everyone involved truly feels comfortable, not just because they want to keep someone. If someone agrees only because they are afraid of losing the relationship, eventually those feelings are going to come out. That is why Rada and Nadia reaching a peaceful place was a big moment. Instead of continuing to fight, they finally realized that attacking each other was not fixing anything. The real question now is whether this understanding will actually last. Because talking things out is one thing, but changing the situation moving forward is another. If the same issues continue happening, the same emotions could come back again. Rada and Nadia both have to decide what they really want for themselves, not just what works for Michael. Love should not constantly feel like a competition where someone is fighting to prove they deserve a place. At the end of the day, this conversation between Rada and Nadia was bigger than just drama. It was about two women finally seeing each other as people instead of enemies. Now the focus moves to whether they can keep this peace, and whether Michael's complicated relationships will continue creating problems on Love and Hip Hop Miami Season 7.